Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's topic, Ravens' chances of a Super Bowl. Hey! Yeah, I'm going there today. Listen, here's the thing, right? Coming out of the holiday season, we're feeling bright, giddy, and joyous. Prancing around the place with Christmas joy and miracles. Christmas is past. Now it's back to the real world. And in reality, the Ravens are in the playoffs. Reality, the Ravens still have a lot of deficiencies that they have to address. Reality, Lamar Jackson is yet to be healthy enough to play. And the reality is if he comes back to play, this team can go on a Super Bowl run. Hear me out. Hear me well. We're going to dive into it. Oh, yes, we are. So the Ravens have 2 more games of the season. We're playing the Steelers, and we will be going up against the Bengals again. Now, here's the kicker. The Bengals are going against the Bills this week. If the Bills handle them, because the Bills have something to play for. They're playing for that number 1 seed. They want that number 1 seed. They want everyone to come to Buffalo. Yes, sir. They do. You see Buffalo? Bro, the players' cars were frozen in. It's like Elsa from Frozen was just singing and just la 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 and freezing everything, bro, like Iceman. And nobody wants to play there. The players themselves don't even want to play there. They play for Buffalo. But it does give them an advantage. The only team that does not mind playing in cold weather games like that are the Patriots. That's the only other team. Oh, and what's it called? Green Bay. But Green Bay is in the NFC. So my thing is, I don't think that they're going to drop that game. I think they're going to win that game. If they win that game, we're tied. Here's the thing. If we win out, we win our division. Because we own the tiebreaker with what's it called? Cincinnati. And if we tie with them, of course, we got the tie. But if we beat them, we're 1 game up. So you get where I'm coming from? But if they lose this game coming up, then it's all coming down to last game for the season. And I came into this season saying 13 wins was the floor. We're well past that. We might not even get 12. But I'm looking at what the Ravens have, what they need to do, and what they need to accomplish to move forward. And here's what I mean. I've said this before in other videos, and I want y'all to understand where I'm coming from when I say this. Injuries in January win and lose you series. Yes, sir. So the Bengals are going through that. I believe their right tackle is out for the year. That's not good because Joe Burrow's protection lessens. His protection has actually been better this year than it was last year. Much better than it was this year than it was last year. And it gives him time to buy time and choose which one of those number 1 receivers he wants to get the ball to. Much less, he also has Hayden Hurst. And he has an all-pro or at least a Pro Bowl level running back in Mixon to get the ball off to. So that's the thing that I'm looking at. They have injuries. It's going to be cold. Even though it's cold in Cincinnati, even though it's cold in Baltimore, we're more of the running team. Here's my only issue with the whole Baltimore running the ball thing. Roman will run the ball from the 1-yard line on one hash all the way to the 10-yard line on the other. And as soon as he gets to that 10-yard line, he says, I'm Andy Reid or I'm Sean Payton. And we're going to throw this ball into the end zone. And that's my only true problem with right now that we have with this team. If Lamar comes back, he can make plays that other QBs just can't make. It just is what it is. He's not only athletically gifted, he's learned how to leverage that athletic gift that he has to make it extremely difficult on the opposing defense. That being said, the Ravens have to go into every game in playoff mode. We can't have fourth quarter letdowns by the defense, which should not be happening. I don't care who's missing. With all the stars that are on that side of the field, there's no reason for that. And this coach, being that is his first, defensive coach, position that he's had in the NFL, you have to be able to learn from your mistakes. If you keep giving up fourth quarter leads, those are something that he has to learn from. And I believe that if he's done it that many times, someone's had to say, look, you can't play prevent. You can't do certain things during that time. The 2-minute drill has to change. Lamar Jackson is not only, to me, the most dynamic player in the NFL, he has the capability of being the most uncontainable player in the NFL because you could do everything right. And what I mean by everything right, I just don't mean by having all of the receivers and tight ends covered. I also don't mean having everybody in proper position to make a play on the QB. No. When I mean perfect, I mean the sack is about to be there. Everybody's covered. Breakdown in the offensive line. And Lamar Jackson turns into Dumbledore. And magic spurts from every inch of his body. And he makes the unimaginable happen. And that in the playoffs with a team that can run the ball as good as we can with a stout defense can do things. Look, I know some people are going to say I'm being optimistic and blah, 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 even without the throw game. Listen, I saw someone on Twitter say, every game should be put in a dome because I don't like weather dictating games. Guess what? I agree with them. But as of right now, not every field has a dome, and most of these games are affected by weather. And when there's bad weather, and we've all seen bad weather all year long, it's going to be bad weather in January. It's going to be bad weather in February. So then, if we're going to have bad weather, that means the better running team, the better defensive team, has a greater chance of beating the teams that rely more on the pass than they do. Because it hampers them. It helps us. I was thinking the only QB that I've seen that can just still go off in the snow, that is, it's more also not because of him, but also because of the coaching staff, is Patrick Mahomes. He's the only QB, I think, when it's freezing cold, he can still put up 300 yards passing consistently on you. He can have 3 straight games of snow, and he's averaging 250 to 300 yards passing in every one of those games. So we got work to do because, look, if we could get this done, if Lamar could come back, we could go on a run. We can. The only team that I'm scared of when inclement weather starts to play a true major factor are the Titans, because their weakness is throwing the ball, and they have Derrick Henry back there, and they also have an athletic quarterback that can get outside of the pocket and rush for touchdowns. So that's the only other team that I'm truly, truly worried about if there's inclement weather. I want to be matched up with Jacksonville, run through them. Hopefully the Titans and them can handle business, and then the Bills, of course, get the bye. Yeah, I want Kansas City to get knocked off quick. Hopefully it's Kansas City versus the Titans, and the Titans knock them off. Yeah, God. Because nobody wants to really go against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, even though I'm not scared. I just don't want to if I don't have to. But I'm looking at this, and, man, this is why, like the other show I did, I specifically said I'm worried about the Steelers game. Because the Steelers have nothing more to play for. They missed the playoffs. The playoffs are out of their reach. And we're already in. We could lose every other game this year. We're in the playoffs. The problem that I have is that they'll try to, and it's not bad, but it is what it is. They'll make sure that they try to make those players be out for more than 1 week. They'll hit them. They'll take their shots. They'll do all those things. We've seen the way that they were hitting Tyler Huntley. We've seen the way that they were hitting our running backs. We've seen the way they were even hitting our receivers. Those guys were like, bro, we want to make sure that you have to take an ice bath right after the game when it's cold outside. And look, that's old school football. You make them feel you. You feel me? But we don't need any more injuries. We're right. We've already been injury riddled. We've lost 2 of our top receivers. We've lost offensive linemen. Our running backs are just getting back. We lost Marcus Peters. We lost Calais Campbell. Ajabo still hasn't played. Like, we're an injury riddled team. Lamar Jackson is out. So we're injury riddled, but we could get healthy in the next 2 weeks. If we can get healthy in the next 2 weeks, find a way to win these next 2 games. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We can make an historical run. And I'll be real with you. There's other sub-reasons why I want to make a historical run. Some people say, no, I want to prove that they can't do nothing. No. If we win that Super Bowl, Lamar Jackson, I don't care what anybody says, is staying here. He's not going nowhere. If he goes out and wins a Super Bowl, that means on his resume will be a Super Bowl. If he wins the Super Bowl, he's the quarterback. Most likely he's going to get the Super Bowl MVP. So he would have a Super Bowl MVP, and a regular season MVP, and a passing touchdown leader on his resume. And he's younger than Joe Burrow. Oh, yeah. He's staying. And I think that he would work a clause in there in this thing where they would have to give him weapons. Good weapons. And if he could do that, we could be looking at the playoffs, not the playoffs, but the Super Bowl multiple times. Multiple times. Weather is playing more in a factor into the playoffs than ever before. And also injuries. Late season injuries are playing more of a factor than they ever have before. Because it's no longer about can you just be hard hitting. It's about who can finesse, who can still be a good level of play, bring a good level of play to whatever position's lacking at that moment, because of injury. I hope the best for Tyler Huntley and stuff like that. I hope he could, get better, play better. But if Lamar could come back, and listen, if the playoffs are going, he's coming back. He'll be back for the playoffs. I don't care what nobody says. Even if you don't play the next 2 games, he'll be back for the playoffs. But if he could get back, and we could get back Calais, Marcus Peters, and stuff like that, watch out. We can make a run, an actual run. I'm not talking about, we limped into the AFC Championship game and then we got blown out. No, I mean, we can take it all the way to the Super Bowl. And then it's anybody's game. You know what I'm saying? It's one game for all the marbles. Could it be a rematch between us and the 49ers? I know that would be something else. Could it be us versus Dallas? Ooh, that's great for TV ratings. Or can Tom Brady somehow manage to go on a run at the end of the season to get back to the Super Bowl? Anything can happen, right? So that's where I'm at mentally, but we're not out of this. A lot of people think, no, we won't make the Super Bowl. No, it's impossible. No, we don't have enough. But you have to understand that this is not the Saints Dome. Every team in the AFC right now plays in an open stadium. The Bills, Patriots, Patrick Mahomes and them, Miami, Baltimore, they all play like they all, New York Jets, they all play in open stadiums. And right now we're having snowstorms. People can't even get into certain places. Record cold around the world. Like, that's going to play a factor. And I know people are going to say, well, you're hoping for bad weather. No, I'm just pointing out that most likely there's going to be bad weather. And if there is bad weather, that favors the Blackbirds. Straight up. Listen, I tell everybody this. I don't even care. It don't even got to be pretty. A Lombardi trophy is a Lombardi trophy. Bars. I don't care how we get it, as long as we get it. A lot of times people be like, oh, it was an easy, run to the playoffs. You think Tom Brady hasn't had good, easy runs to the playoffs? Look who Patrick Mahomes got to play against when he got his Super Bowl. Injuries, all those things played a factor. So am I going to feel sorry if we get an easier Super Bowl run with the help of weather? No. That's the way the cookie crumbles. The way the cookie crumbles is we got some help from Mother Nature, because Mother Nature likes Baltimore and Baltimore likes her. Straight up. But we do have a chance. And I'm being serious. I know some people are going to say, nah, you're thinking with your heart. No. We could have made a Super Bowl run last year, but we just got too injured. We're in the Super Bowl window right now. That's how, listen, y'all got to understand me. Lamar Jackson is that talented. He's that dynamic. He's that special. If you give him a sliver, an inch, he'll run for a mile. And let me tell you something right now. I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all of it because I know if he does that, it supplants him in NFL history. And it can never be taken away. It can never be changed, nothing. His individual accomplishments and team success, the only QB that could say that's done more or better is Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes, for the first 5 years of his career, has had the best weapons in the league. And that's not conjecture. That's fact. And also, that was another episode of the Wunderkind Show. You guys can be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and you know I appreciate that. Please remember, leave, if you have not already, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know what I mean? And leave a comment. I love commenting with you guys, having talks in the comment section. Just remember, please be cordial to everybody else. We're a family over this way. And also, we're the Wonder Flock. Hashtag Wonder Flock. That's what we are. So, so just try to be kind to each other. You know what I'm saying? You don't always got to agree, but just try not to be disrespectful. Also, if you would like to donate to the channel to help the channel grow, the QR code is right there on this side of it. You see it right here at the bottom. It's right there if you want to donate. And also, it's in the description box. Money sign. The Wunderkind Show, Cash App. So once again, it's the Wunderkind Show. This is your boy Nitro signing off, and you guys know my slogan: peace, and I'm out. Yeah.